Right, the Austin Healey we did all the carburetors on. They took it out, been driving it, it stopped, was smoking, so the wire that feeds from the back master cutout switch to the coil burnt out completely. It blew all the fuses. They managed to get it going and get it home. Went to turn it off, turned the ignition key off and it was still running. Disconnected the battery and it was still running.
Okay.
Which means the generator is putting a charge straight back into the ignition system somewhere.
Yeah.
So decision made to put a new wiring loom in it, because when you start touching things, taking things apart on old wiring, you can cause as many problems as you can non-problems.
Yeah.
Also, it had been converted from the original indicators are in, they're white and in the side lamps,
Yeah.
and the single lamp on the back, the red lamp, works the same as an American. So you've got both brake lights.
Yeah.
You turn your left indicator on, that brake light then flashes.
Yeah.
Same vice versa. And the other one stays on constantly, which is what this does, which is a DR10 or DB10, I can't remember now. Flasher relay. So instead of having 3 wires to make the indicators work, you've got 8.
Right.
So they have converted it all to run normal indicators by that lot, which is not good. So you only need one short contact, but that, if you look in there, look, that's your wiring. Everything's just worn out.
Go on.
So it only needs one vibration to keep moving it. I mean, I've had to cut some of it out. Keep moving it, and it will chafe and short out, yeah?
Yeah.
So that was your bit that runs down that side there, along with that bit there. No, that went to the underneath to the horns, that's right. So they've rewired all the horn relay system as well, which I'm not quite sure why they've done that. This is the length from front to back of car. Again, that's completely burnt out, look. Melted, so that's where it's been shorting out, melted. Yeah, it's just a mess.
Yeah.
But all of these clips, actually the front to back wasn't too bad, they're self-tapping screws. But all of the ones down through across the back, I had to cut the back out, because that runs across the back of the car. It's tucked up through the bodywork.
Yeah.
It's had a bang in the back, so they filled the bodywork and not got the dent out, and it's trapped all the wiring loom in there.
Oh goodness.
So I had to cut all of that out. I'll have to, well, you can buy that bit, but I can remake that. It's very easy to do. Yeah, it's just a mess. You know, that's all the wiring that goes along the bottom of the car. It's been shorting out. It runs next to the petrol pipe, so it's got to be done. Yeah, it's just, like I say, it's a complete mess. So the main wiring harness from the engine bay to the dashboard comes in through the middle of the car behind the heater.
Yeah.
And what an absolute pig of a thing to get out. 2 bolts you can reach, they're easy.
Yeah.
There's 1 bolt, took me 2.5 hours yesterday afternoon to get 1 bolt, 1 nut off.
Goodness.
Absolute friggin' nightmare. But it's a weird old wiring diagram, wiring system. It's just what they did back in the day to make the overdrive work. There's 2 relays, which are those 2. So all of that wiring cluster there is literally just to switch the overdrive on and off.
Goodness.
Yeah, it's just that they didn't have the technology, so it's all done on relays instead of a PCB.
Yeah.
You know, it's just the way it worked back in the day. This is BN1, this is a BN2. Pretty much sure it's exactly the same. I've got to order a wiring diagram. It's got the throttle switch here, which should, I think that's why some of the wires are disconnected on the fuse box that runs the overdrive system, because that should be connected to the throttle linkage.
Right.
That switch, whether it works or not I don't know. I've got it off to check it. The throttle switch bolts on there and there. Now that should I'm not quite sure how it works, stop or inhibit the overdrive system somehow, but it wasn't ever connected, and that's why there was loose wires everywhere. That's the throttle switch there. So your throttle linkage runs along the bottom, pulls that up and down as you operate the throttle. Now, whether that even works or not, I don't know. All I can do is check it and try and find out.
Yeah.
Clean it all up. I mean, they do sell them again, and they sell the linkage bar from there down to the throttle linkage. Yeah, it's just all sorts of bits that are very unwell. So I've got to try and get the dashboard out. It's going to be easier to rewire it with the dashboard out. Might have to take the steering wheel off, which I don't really want to do.
So when it comes to wiring, it's much better just to rip it all out and start again.
Definitely, because you're fighting a losing battle with a wiring loom like that you could short out at any moment, at any time, or any bit of it. You know, even this, that goes down to the what does it go down to?
The flux capacitor.
The flux capacitor. Yeah, no, that goes down to the foot dip switch for main beam.
Okay.
But you can't see what colour any of the wires are anymore, or because it's all just gone. Yeah. So I've got to get, like I say, all the under dash stuff out. Pull. I think by the looks of it, you pull the wiring loom back out that way.
Yeah.
Until I get it all out, I don't know. That's your main wires to your charging system. It's all melted. So we don't know. In theory, it could be the voltage regulator's gone. So yes, we change the wiring loom. You just have to keep a very, very close eye on it while you're running through all the systems.
There's no tester you can put on there to see?
Not really, no. I mean, I'm going to have to rewire all of the indicator side of things, because you don't want to use that DB10, because that incorporates. So you've got to rewire the brake light system, and you've got to rewire the indicator system, which sounds horrible, but all the wires that come with a new loom, basically all it means is connecting some together and running them back through a standard flasher unit instead of a relay like that. Well, it still has a flasher unit, it's hard to explain. But you've got to see all of these they've added extra wires for. That's all to do with the indicators and the horn and the brake lamps, yeah? But you should be able to incorporate everything you need to do inside that wiring loom, because all the wires are there. It's just a different system of doing it.
Yeah.
So they've just overlaid everything. Like some of them, like this clip here, all of these held on with nuts and bolts that are rusted.
Yeah.
They're an absolute pig to get out. You have to drill them out. Some I've had to drill out, some I've had to cut out. Yeah, so it's just, I mean, like that fuse box is filthy, so take that off, clean it all up. If anything where there's rust or anything on it, you're defeating the object of putting a new wiring loom in it.
Yeah.
You've got to make sure all your contacts are clean. I think I'm going to have to take the radiator out, because I'll cut the wiring loom there that goes across on that cross member, but I don't think you're going to be able to pull it through to access this lot here. So I need to take the coil off out of the way.
It's all very tight and inaccessible, isn't it?
Yeah, I've got to be careful of that, access your temperature sender wire. That goes down to the auxiliary electric fan they've put on it, which I haven't even found out where the switch is yet. So yeah, like you say, everything's got to come out. I don't want to touch the wiring that goes down, because you've got your tails. So that's your indicators. Okay. One of those is now defunct completely, because it would have had the indicator in the side lamp.
Yeah.
So the indicators have been added additionally, and they're underneath the wires. That lot does your headlamp. Okay. So that's that side, all the wires that feed down to the lamps. You've only got 4 wires going to the back of the car. So we can incorporate the indicators somehow in there. I might have to run an extra wire to the back of the car, I'm not sure yet.
Okay.
Till I have a look at what's going on. Because you've got... No, you should be able to do it, because you've got side lamps, and then you've got indicators, which would normally be in the single red lamp. All I've got to do is splice off of the indicator wires and run them to the amber indicators that he's fitted. It sounds very complicated. It is complicated, but till you've got it all, what I'd have to do is I'll probably lay out the loom,
okay,
and change everything I want to change on it before I even put it in the car. Then I can check it,
definitely.
make sure all the indicators are working, blah 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 blah. You only put a test lamp either end.
Yeah.
That wiring loom is a bit deceptive because it shows you everything in green. You see all the wires that are green, and all the wires that are blue, and all, but they've all got a number by them. So number 20 is green and blue.
Okay.
Number 19, green and yellow. Number 17, green, straight green. So you can trace back what all the wires and where they go when you get your new loom with the new colours on them. You know, that's a generic for a BN1. I'd hope that when you buy the wiring loom, it comes with a diagram.
Yeah.
Like I say, this back loom I've had to cut out. There's all sorts of weird and wonderful connotations to it. Like I say, that lot there runs all the overdrive. How the f that works, I don't know. But all you can do is wire it up as per the diagram.
Yeah.
It doesn't help that one of the relays under there they put on upside down. So you've got to try and match, because they're both the same relays. It'll be one for on, one for off. Yeah. That's all it'll be, and transferring the power back the other way, because you have a centrifugal governor switch in there as well, and then that's your overdrive solenoid. There's all sorts of weird and wonderful stuff, and how it works when you wire it up without that throttle switch, I don't know. So I've got to get that sorted. You might as well get it back to original if you can, you know.
So you're saying that they were just driving it was fine, then suddenly this happened. Would there have been any kind of indication there could have been a problem with the wiring building up to that point? Yeah,
I mean, you can see by looking at it, you don't try not to touch anything. That is one of those. Throttle linkage, yeah? That piece there. So that had fallen down and was wedged on top of the fuse box there.
Okay.
So it could have been that shorting something out, you don't know.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is the actual driver experience, would you notice?
No, it'll just stop.
There would be no build up, no weird...
It might start misfiring and running funny and, you know, bits and pieces like that, but generally when something burns out electrically, the car will just stop.
Yeah.
Which is a strange system. What's strange about it is, it stopped on the side of the road and a gentleman helped her get it going again by playing around with a fuse box and blah 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 blah. I got it going, but by the time she'd gotten home, couldn't turn the car off.
Yeah.
So the car was running, she turned the ignition key off, still running. Took the battery off, still running. Which means it's feeding back through the generator system enough power to the coil to keep it running.
Yeah.
So that was obviously, if the car had stopped before that, that's a totally different problem. So the wiring has just got itself messed up. You know, but when you look at it all, it didn't have much hope really.
No. All I'm thinking of is if you've got an old car, is there anything apart from looking, popping the hood, having a look, seeing if there's any frays or anything? Is there any sort of indications that there may be a building
Not really.
problem?
I mean, you could, if you had the time, you can test every wire.
Right.
Do a continuity test on it and see if it's shorting out somewhere. But generally, with cars of this age, once the wiring loom's at it, it's at it.
But there wouldn't be any warning signs.
Not particularly, no. I mean, like I say, the car might start misfiring and coughing and spluttering where the ignition system's shorting out or something like that.
With the headlights wouldn't start flickering or...
Not particularly. They generally don't do flickering and stuff. They'll just stop working.
Yeah.
You know, you turn the lights on, you've got no lights, there's an electrical problem. It's finding that electrical problem in a mess like this, because every single colour, every single wire on it has reverted back to black.
Yeah.
I mean, if you peel away all of this,
no.
You can see some glimpses, like that one looks like it might be red, that one looks like it might be yellow under there, or it's you're pissing in the wind. If it was all like that and you can't see any colours or anything, then you could test each wire individually from where it's going, what it's doing, blah 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 blah. But you can get very confusing doing continuity tests, because some things feed back to earth.
Yeah.
And you won't, it gives you a false reading as such, you know. So in this case scenario, best thing to do is just rip it all out and start again.
In a car, when your indicator starts flashing wildly,
yeah,
that's not an indication of a...
No, that's normally a bulb's gone.
Yeah.
Because the way a flasher unit works, it needs a certain amount of resistance to make it flash. So normally on a flasher unit, it will say like 4 times 25 watts.
Right.
You know, I don't know if this one's got anything written on it. 42 watt.
Right.
So you get a 21 watt bulb. You only have one circuit on at a time.
Yeah.
That's why you have a different flasher unit if you've got hazard lights. Yeah?
Right.
So 2 times 21 watt bulb makes 42. So that's the resistance that's needed to make that flash. Oh, good man. Yeah, 42 watt.
So the fact that your indicator is flashing rapidly...
If it's flashing fast, then either a bulb's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that isn't getting enough resistance. One bulb isn't working. That's what it's telling you.
Right.
So it's going blink, 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 blink. It's supposed to beat between 60 and 120 a minute or something like that. I can't remember what the law is now. So that's either then the bulb's gone or it's bad earth to the bulb.
Right.
Yeah, same with headlamps generally. If you've got dip beam, main beam, you press your dip beam, one headlamp goes up, one headlamp goes down. That's completely wrong.
Yeah.
On some 30s cars they did that. So you've either got the wires connected the wrong way round, or you've got bad earth on the headlamp somewhere. If they both go dull on one and live on the other, it's probably in the switch.
Right.
There's all sorts of different things that can go wrong.
So it's not an indication of the wiring is
generally no, it'll be wiring. You think it's just taking a current through that wire. It'll either work or it won't.
Yeah.
Or it shorts out and burns out like this did. So you've got 3 wires there. One's in, one's dip beam, press it again, one's main beam.
Yeah.
That's all that is. But normally, I'm not sure how this is wired up. You have an indicator wire that runs back up. That's the loom for it. It's only got 3 wires. So one's power in, one's dip beam out, one's main beam out.
Yeah.
But you have a main beam indicator warning lamp on the dashboard, so that must pick up somewhere under the dash on this. So I'm not sure where. That's your 1, 2, 3, the green ones. So 17 is the feed in, which is split from there. So that's fed from the fuse box, goes up there, comes across, splits there, feeds your flasher unit, feeds your dip switch, and feeds your stop lamp switch, which is easy enough to work out. Yeah, all it is whichever one of those is main beam, it comes out the switch. You have a feed in from your lighting switch, goes into the lighting switch. So that then splits and goes to your main beam warning lamp. So there's a double socket under there, and the other one just goes down to the headlamps. The biggest problem I'm going to have is trying to wire this lot up, because we're taking out the DBR10 relay.
Yeah.
Because that runs your side lamps, everything. So it's just sounds a lot more complicated than it is, put it that way. So you've got 8 wires going in there. Most of those I should be able to just bunch together. Yeah.
Okay.
Even if I put them on a buzz bar, and then the indicator system will work. It's just you're taking out that relay completely.
Yeah.
All the front indicators will be wired up exactly the same. The way they've done it is a complete and utter ball ache. All I've got to do is run a wire each from, because the front indicators on this kind of system run standard. It's only the backs that are weird.
Yeah.
But that's what that relay is trying to do. But we don't need it, because he's put these. See, the original indicators were just those. Your brake light flashed. So you get normal side lamps. Put your foot on the brakes, you get normal brake lamps. Put your foot on the brakes, you've got normal brake lamps. Put your indicator on that side, and that brake lamp will flash.
Yeah.
That's how it worked. But he's replaced it with these. So we've got to rewire the system to work on those, but still maintaining side lamps and brake lamps on there. Which is where the relay comes in, because I've then got to bypass the relay to run the brake lamps. It sounds very, very complicated. It isn't really once you get your head around it.
Yeah.
But as I say, we'll lay the loom out, and I can connect everything up, just jury rig it how I want it to be.
Yeah.
make sure everything works, and then we can put it back in the car, and we know it's the system, in quotes, will work.
Yeah, definitely.
So all I've done, if it doesn't work, is connected something up wrong.
I could never understand why they made the hazard warning lights the indicator lights, because if you've got a car sitting on the side of the road and they've got hazards on, it's from approaching traffic, it looks like they're indicating out from the space they're in. It would have been much better to have
you can't see one lamp.
It would have been a much better idea to have the hazards, just the brake lights flashing.
Yeah.
Because you never get a flashing brake light, do you? So.
No. Just what they did, I suppose. I mean, an indicator lamp and a brake lamp are the same wattage bulb. So it's not like it's a more battery drain or anything like that. Yeah, don't know. Weird one, isn't it?